The Awakening of Humanity. In the shadow depths of the Moran's Trench, Dr. Amelia Chen piloted her submersible with practiced ease, navigating through the inky blackness that had become so familiar over years of exploration. Yet today, an unusual tension hung in the water, a sense that something monumental was about to unfold. As she peered into the abyss, a faint pulsing light caught her eye, emanating from a crevice she had never noticed before. "Control, are you seeing this?" Amelia's voice crackled through the communication system, laced with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "Affirmative, Doctor," came the reply from the research vessel floating 7 meters above her. "We're recording unusual energy signatures. Proceed with caution." With her heart racing, Amelia maneuvered closer to the light, which intensified as she approached. It revealed a smooth, opalescent object about the size of a beach ball, shimmering and shifting in ways that defied conventional physics. "It's beautiful," she whispered, reaching for the submersible's robotic arm. With practiced precision, she gently grasped the object and secured it in the specimen hold. The moment it touched her vessel, a surge of energy pulsed through it, causing Amelia to gasp as images flooded her mind. Visions of Earth's past, humanity's forgotten legacy, and an ancient power lying dormant within every human being. "Control, we need to surface immediately," she said, her voice trembling with urgency. "Contact the UN. This changes everything." Within days, news of her discovery spread like wildfire across the globe. Scientists from every nation gathered to study what they dubbed the luminous sphere. As they probed its secrets, more visions were unlocked, revealing startling truths. Humans were not merely primitive beings. Millennia ago, they had been a spacefaring civilization capable of miraculous feats. They had explored distant stars, established colonies on other worlds, and were respected throughout the galaxy, until a catastrophic event forced them into retreat and sealed away their advanced knowledge for protection. The luminous sphere was a key designed to awaken humanity's potential when the time was right. And now it seemed that time had come. Dr. Chen found herself at the center of a global initiative aimed at understanding and harnessing this newfound knowledge. Teams of scientists, engineers, and theorists worked around the clock to decode visions from the sphere into practical applications. Meanwhile, world leaders grappled with what this discovery meant for humanity's future. "We stand at a crossroads," UN Secretary-General Adavo Oker addressed an emergency session filled with anxious representatives from around the world. "The knowledge within this sphere offers us unprecedented opportunities to solve our greatest challenges: climate change, disease, hunger, but it also presents risks we cannot ignore." As humanity began unlocking its latent potential, changes rippled throughout society. Reports emerged of spontaneous healing, enhanced cognitive abilities, and even telekinesis. The world teetered on chaos as governments struggled to maintain order amid these emerging powers. Dr. Chen worked tirelessly with her team to develop protocols for awakening and controlling these dormant talents. "We're not just unlocking knowledge," she explained at a panel discussion attended by world leaders. "We're evolving as a species. The luminous sphere is activating abilities that have always been within us." However, as humanity looked toward the stars with wonder and ambition, they remained blissfully unaware that they had caught the attention of others in the vast expanse of space. Ancient eyes turned toward Earth as Admiral Zier of the Galactic Federation observed holographic displays depicting their home planet. "The humans have found the key," he hissed to his council as his reptilian scales shimmered with agitation. "If they fully awaken their powers, they will upset the balance we have maintained for millennia." Commander Vexera stepped forward cautiously. "What are your orders, Admiral?" Zier's tongue flicked out as he considered their options before responding decisively. "Prepare the fleet. We will give these humans one chance to submit to our rule and contain their awakening. If they refuse..." He let his sentence hang ominously in the air. Back on Earth, as humanity celebrated its newfound potential, trouble began brewing beneath their jubilant surface. Deep space monitoring stations detected unusual activity at the edge of their solar system, a harbinger of impending conflict. Dr. Chen was summoned to an emergency meeting at UN headquarters, where she could feel palpable tension in the air as Secretary General Oker greeted her with a grim expression. "Dr. Chen," he began hesitantly, "we've received a transmission." His voice was heavy with foreboding. "It appears we are not alone in this universe, and our neighbors are not pleased with our recent evolution." As silence fell over those gathered in that room filled with world leaders and scientists alike, Oker activated a holographic message that flickered to life before them. Admiral Zier's alien visage appeared on screen, a cold determination etched across his features. "People of Earth," he intoned through advanced translation algorithms that filled every corner of their conference room with his chilling voice. "Your recent activities have not gone unnoticed. You pose a threat to galactic stability. You have 2 Earth rotations to cease all research into your newfound abilities and submit to our rule," he continued ominously. "Failure to comply will result in your planet's annihilation." The message ended abruptly, leaving stunned silence in its wake as Dr. Chen surveyed shocked faces around her, world leaders frozen in disbelief at what they had just witnessed. In that moment, she understood. Humanity's true test was about to begin. As gravity settled over them like an oppressive weight, Secretary General Oker turned toward Dr. Chen with urgency etched into his features. "Do you understand this awakening better than anyone? What are our options?" Amelia took a deep breath. Her mind raced through all she had learned from the luminous sphere thus far. "We've only scratched the surface," she replied firmly but thoughtfully. "If we had more time. But 2 days." She shook her head gravely. The room erupted into heated debate. Some argued for immediate compliance, while others insisted that submission would mean an end to human freedom and progress altogether. Amidst rising tensions and clashing opinions within that chamber filled with power brokers from around the globe stood Dr. Chen, her resolve hardening like steel as she recalled visions from earlier encounters with that enigmatic sphere still under study in heavily guarded facilities nearby. She placed her hand upon its smooth surface once more. Images flooded her mind, glimpses of ancient battles fought by humans wielding unimaginable powers against cosmic threats long forgotten by time itself. In that defining moment, Amelia Chen made a decision that would alter history forever. "We don't submit," she declared firmly before them all, a fierce conviction silencing even those who disagreed vehemently just moments ago. "We stand our ground. The luminous sphere didn't awaken us just so we could cower at first signs of trouble. We were once a force reckoned within this galaxy, and we can be again." A's murmurs rippled through those present. A primal truth resonated deep within each heart. Their slumbering giant was stirring anew. With 2 days left until alien forces descended upon them, the people faced an impossible choice: submit or fight against overwhelming odds. But armed now with knowledge from ages past, they prepared themselves once more to reclaim their rightful place among stars. The awakening had begun. The Galactic Ultimatum. As news of the alien ultimatum spread across the globe, Earth erupted into a frenzy of activity. Governments declared states of emergency, and panic gripped populations as the reality of extraterrestrial life and its hostile intentions sank in. Dr. Amelia Chen found herself at the center of a whirlwind of preparations, appointed by the United Nations to lead a task force dedicated to unlocking humanity's latent abilities. With less than 48 hours until the Galactic Federation's deadline, every second counted. In a repurposed military bunker, Amelia stood before a diverse group of volunteers, scientists, soldiers, and civilians from all walks of life. The luminous sphere pulsed gently on a pedestal behind her, casting an ethereal glow across the room. "I know you're all scared," Amelia began, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her insides. "But what we're about to attempt could be our only hope for survival. The knowledge within the sphere suggests that every human has the potential for extraordinary abilities. Our job is to unlock them. Fast." As she spoke, Amelia felt a surge of energy from the sphere. Images flashed through her mind. Ancient meditation techniques, energy manipulation exercises, and mental disciplines that defied conventional understanding. She began guiding the volunteers through these long-forgotten practices, hoping to ignite the spark of power within them. Meanwhile, in orbit above Earth, a hastily assembled fleet of repurposed satellites and experimental spacecraft took position. Colonel Maya Erickson, a decorated Air Force pilot, had been chosen to lead Earth's fledgling space defense force. Floating in the command module of her retrofitted space shuttle, Maya's eyes scanned the vast emptiness beyond. "Status report," she barked into her comm. "All units in position, Colonel," came the reply. "But ma'am, our weapons are like pea shooters compared to what's coming. How are we supposed to stop an advanced alien armada?" Maya's jaw clenched. "We hold the line, Lieutenant. We give the eggheads on the ground time to work their magic. That's our job." Back on Earth, breakthroughs began to emerge. A young physicist in Amelia's group suddenly levitated, suspended by an invisible force. Reports flooded in from around the globe of people manifesting abilities, enhanced strength, telepathy, even the power to manipulate matter at a fundamental level. Yet it wasn't enough. Not nearly enough, as the deadline loomed. Secretary General Oker called for a global address. His holographic image appeared in homes and public spaces worldwide. His face was etched with the weight of the moment. "Citizens of Earth," he began, "we stand at the precipice of the most significant moment in human history. The choice before us is stark: submission or defiance. But let me be clear. This is not a choice between survival and extinction. This is a choice between living on our knees or dying on our feet." Oker's words resonated across the planet, stirring a primal determination in billions. "We have rediscovered our heritage," he continued. "We are not merely inhabitants of a single world, but descendants of a spacefaring civilization that once stood among the stars. It is time to reclaim that legacy." As Oker spoke, Amelia felt a surge of energy unlike anything she had experienced before. The luminous sphere pulsed rapidly. Suddenly, she understood it wasn't just a repository of knowledge. It was a key to unlocking humanity's collective potential. With trembling hands, she reached out and grasped the sphere. Energy coursed through her body as her consciousness expanded, touching every human mind on Earth. In that moment of connection, dormant powers surged to life across the globe. People gasped as they felt their awakening abilities blossom fully. The young physicist who had barely managed to levitate now soared through the sky with grace and control. A firefighter in New York found herself able to control flames with mere thought. In a small village in Africa, a child's tears healed the sick and injured. As the wave of awakening subsided, Amelia collapsed, caught by volunteers around her. She looked up with eyes glowing with inner light. "We're ready," she whispered. In space, Colonel Erickson and her crew watched in awe as their instruments registered a massive surge of energy from below. Maya felt tingling sensations throughout her body and suddenly sensed every member of her crew and every satellite in orbit as if they were extensions of herself. "What the hell was that?" her lieutenant gasped. Maya grinned as newfound confidence flooded her veins. That was humanity remembering who we are. But their moment of triumph was short-lived. At the edge of the solar system, space itself seemed to ripple and tear as the Galactic Federation's armada emerged from faster-than-light travel, a vast array of ships dwarfing anything humanity had ever built. Admiral Zier's face appeared on screens across Earth and in every human spacecraft. His alien features were set in cold determination. "Humans," he intoned, "your time has expired. We detected your planet-wide energy surge. It is clear you have chosen defiance over wisdom." His 4 eyes narrowed ominously. "You leave us no choice. Prepare for." Suddenly Zier's image flickered and distorted. In its place appeared Dr. Amelia Chen's face, her eyes glowing with power and her voice resonating with authority that transcended physical form. "Admiral Zier," she said firmly, "on behalf of humanity, I reject your ultimatum. We will not submit. We will not be erased. We are children of Earth, heirs to a legacy older than your Federation. If you wish to test our resolve, know this: we stand ready." As Amelia's transmission ended, stunned silence fell across both human defenders and alien armada alike. In that moment, quietude reigned. The fate of Earth hung precariously in balance. Secretary General Oker sighed heavily from UN headquarters as he turned to his advisors. "And so it begins," he murmured softly. "May whatever gods exist have mercy on us all." As alien ships began moving into attack formation, humanity braced itself for battle, a confrontation that would determine not just their survival, but their place within cosmic order. The awakening was complete. Now came true tests for their reborn powers. Rising tensions. The world held its breath as the Galactic Federation's armada loomed at the edge of the solar system. On Earth, the newly awakened human race prepared for a confrontation that would determine the fate of their species and their planet. Dr. Amelia Chen, her body still thrumming with the energy of the luminous sphere, strode purposefully through the halls of a hastily assembled global command center. Holographic displays flickered around her, showing real-time data from every corner of the planet and the encroaching alien fleet. "Status report," she demanded, her voice carrying an authority that resonated on a subatomic level. A young analyst, his eyes glowing with the same inner light that now marked all of awakened humanity, responded quickly. "The Federation ships have taken up attack positions around the outer planets, Dr. Chen. They seem to be preparing for a full-scale assault." Amelia nodded grimly. "And our defenses? Coming online faster than we could have imagined," the analyst replied, awe creeping into his voice. "It's as if the planet itself is responding to our need." Indeed, all across the globe, extraordinary transformations were taking place. In the Sahara Desert, miles of sand suddenly crystallized, forming a massive array of energy-focusing crystals. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, ancient trees uprooted themselves, their branches weaving together to create enormous living communication towers. At the poles, even the ice seemed to come alive, forming intricate patterns that pulsed with defensive energy. Humanity's awakened abilities were not just manifesting on an individual level, but on a planetary scale. Earth itself was becoming a fortress guided by the collective will of its inhabitants. In orbit, Colonel Maya Erickson marveled at the changes overtaking her fleet. What had once been a motley collection of retrofitted satellites and experimental craft was transforming before her eyes. Hulls strengthened, weapon systems upgraded, and shields flickering to life, all seemingly fueled by the sheer determination of their crews. "This is incredible," Maya breathed, feeling the power coursing through her veins and connecting her to every ship and crew member. "Fleet report in. What's your status?" Responses flooded her mind directly, a symphony of readiness and resolve. Humanity's last line of defense was prepared to stand against an enemy that just days ago would have been unthinkably beyond their capabilities. Back on Earth, in research facilities around the world, scientists worked feverishly to understand and harness their new abilities. Dr. Kenta Ada, a brilliant quantum physicist, found himself able to perceive and manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. His team had already made breakthroughs that promised to revolutionize propulsion, energy generation, and defensive technologies. "Dr. Chen," Kenta reported excitedly as his image appeared on a holographic display in the command center. "We've done it. We've cracked faster than light communication. We can coordinate our entire defense network in real time regardless of distance." Amelia's eyes widened at the implications. "That's incredible, Kenta. Get it implemented immediately." As humanity's defenses solidified, Secretary General Oker called for another global address. His holographic image appeared before billions. His face was set with determination. "Citizens of Earth," he began, "the hour of our greatest trial is upon us. But know this, We do not face it as the primitive species our enemies believe us to be. We face it as the resurgent power we truly are. Oker's words resonated across the planet, bolstering resolve and igniting hope in every heart. In each one of you lies the power to shape our destiny. We will not be subjugated. We will fight for our freedom. As he spoke, Amelia felt an electric charge in the air, a collective surge of energy as millions across Earth prepared for what lay ahead. The luminous sphere had awakened not just individual abilities, but also a sense of unity among humanity. They were no longer isolated nations, but one people standing together against a common threat. In military command centers worldwide, officers coordinated strategies based on Kentis breakthroughs. They shared information instantaneously through their newly established communication network while harnessing their awakened abilities to enhance their tactical advantages. Meanwhile, Admiral Zier watched from his flagship as Earth's defenses came online with alarming speed. His reptilian features twisted into a scowl as he addressed his commanders. "The humans are more formidable than we anticipated," he hissed angrily. "They have tapped into powers we believed dormant forever." Commander Vexera stood at attention beside him. "What are your orders now?" Zier's gaze hardened as he contemplated their next move. "We will strike first, before they can fully organize their defenses or harness their newfound abilities." Back on Earth, tension mounted as military leaders strategized around holographic maps depicting alien formations approaching their planet. "Colonel Erickson," Amelia said urgently during a strategy meeting with Maya and other top military officials, "we need to prepare for an immediate counterstrike. If we can disrupt their formation before they launch an attack." Maya nodded vigorously. "I'll lead a squadron to intercept them before they reach optimal firing range." "Good," Amelia replied decisively. "But remember, we must also protect civilian areas while engaging them." As plans solidified and preparations escalated across both Earth and its orbiting fleet, fear mingled with exhilaration among humanity. They were on the brink of something monumental, a battle not just for survival but for their identity as a species. In homes around the globe, families gathered together, some praying for safety while others practiced harnessing their newfound powers in small groups. Children levitated toys while parents learned how to manipulate energy fields or heal minor injuries. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation as night fell over Earth. Every soul felt connected by an invisible thread woven from shared purpose and determination. As dawn broke on what would be known as humanity's Day of Reckoning, the first shots rang out across space, a shimmering volley from Earth's defense fleet aimed squarely at Admiral Zier's flagship. "Engage," Maya commanded from her command module as her squadron launched into action. Adrenaline surged through every pilot as they raced toward destiny, their hearts pounding not just with fear but with hope, a hope that echoed through every corner of existence itself. The battle had begun,